Tokyo 2025 highlights. Jackson shocks the world with bronze in women's 200-meter final. The unthinkable twist. The women's 200-meter has long been Jamaica's stage of dominance. From Malene Orty to Veronica Campbell-Brown, from Elaine Thompson-Herah to Shericka Jackson, the island nation has treated the half-lap race as its inheritance. And among them all, Shericka Jackson had risen to be the undisputed queen of the distance. In 2022, she shattered the world with 21.45 seconds, the second fastest time in history. In 2023, she defended her crown in Budapest, confirming her reign. Entering the Tokyo 2025 World Championships, she was untouchable in the eyes of fans and pundits alike. Yet sport, in its cruel poetry, thrives on the unexpected. On a humid Tokyo night, the queen stumbled, not in body, but in fate. Shericka Jackson, the heavy favorite, left with bronze, and the athletics world gasped. The weight of expectation. For 2 years leading into Tokyo, Jackson was sprinting's surest bet. She blended raw power with technical precision, a rare late career bloom that inspired admiration worldwide. Commentators declared, the only person who can beat Shericka is Shericka. Fans anticipated another coronation. Betting tables placed her as the overwhelming favorite. But with dominance comes pressure. Jackson knew the eyes of Jamaica, and the globe, were on her. Every stride in training, every whisper of injury, every camera flash magnified. She carried not just her own ambition but the legacy of a sprinting nation. The field of fire. The women's 200-meter final in Tokyo was no ordinary lineup. It was a who's who of global sprinting. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, USA. Fresh off her 100-meter title, brimming with confidence. Dina Asher-Smith, GBR, the seasoned tactician, hunting medals. Julian Alfred, LCA, the Caribbean starlet with lightning starts. Elaine Thompson-Herah, JAM, the veteran seeking one last medal run. Shericka Jackson, JAM, the reigning queen. It wasn't just a race. It was a battlefield of styles, stories, and stakes. The stadium atmosphere. The Tokyo Olympic Stadium glowed under floodlights. Tens of thousands packed the seats, flags waving, drums pounding. Jamaican fans, dressed in green, yellow, and black, sang chants for Jackson. American fans roared for Jefferson Wooden. The tension was thick, a crackle in the humid air. As the athletes walked onto the track, cameras zoomed in. Jackson, stoic, her jaw set. Jefferson Wooden, smiling, loose, almost dancing. Alfred, bouncing with youthful nerves. The announcer's voice thundered, "Ladies and gentlemen, the women's 200-meter final of the World Athletics Championships." The race, second by second. The athletes crouched into their blocks. Silence. A nation held its breath. Bang. 0:50 m. Julian Alfred burst out like a bullet, her start scorching. Jefferson Wooden was close, her drive phase flawless. Jackson, in lane 6, was strong but not as sharp as usual. 50-100 m, the curve. Jackson's strength was a bend, but tonight, her rhythm faltered. Jefferson Wooden attacked aggressively, eating the stagger. Alfred still held a slight lead, but Melissa was closing. 100-150 m, the straighter majors. Jefferson Wooden surged, pumping her arms with ferocity. Jackson fought, her face tight with strain. Alfred began to fade. The crowd roared. It was Jefferson Wooden versus Jackson. 150-200 m, the finish. Jefferson Wooden pulled away, her stride lengthening, her composure unshaken. Dina Asher-Smith stormed down the outside, edging past Jackson in the final 10 m. Finish order. Gold medal Melissa Jefferson Wooden, USA, 19.95 s. Silver medal Dina Asher-Smith, GBR, 20.04 s. Bronze medal Shericka Jackson, JAM, 20.06 s. The stadium erupted, not in celebration, but in shock. The gasps of the world. The commentators stumbled over their words. Unbelievable. Shericka Jackson, bronze. Melissa Jefferson Wooden has done it again. And Dina Asher-Smith storms back into the global spotlight. Jamaican fans held their heads, stunned. American fans leapt in ecstasy. British supporters sang in disbelief and joy. Shericka Jackson, who had been expected to dominate, stood on the track, hands on hips, shaking her head. She hadn't faltered disastrously, She had still run 20.06, a blazing time. But in a final this fierce, it wasn't enough. The emotional aftermath. In interviews, Shericka was gracious but candid. I gave it everything. Tonight, it wasn't my night. That's the beauty of the sport. Sometimes you win, sometimes others rise. I congratulate Melissa and Dina. But don't think for a second that I'm done. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, draped in the U.S. flag, was emotional. I grew up watching Shericka Jackson dominate. To even share the track with her is an honor. To beat her, it's surreal. Dina Asher-Smith, who had faced years of injuries and doubts, called her silver a rebirth. People wrote me off, but I knew I still had speed. Tonight, I proved it. Jamaica reacts. Back in Kingston, the shockwaves were immediate. Sports bars fell silent. Fans debated endlessly. Was Jackson tired from rounds? Was it strategy? Or simply that Jefferson Wooden and Asher-Smith were better on the night? Newspapers split between heartbreak and pride. Jackson Braun stuns nation. Still our queen, Shericka's brilliance endures. Fraser Price, the sprint legend, defended her compatriot. Shericka has carried our flag with pride. One race doesn't define her. She will rise again. The global narrative. For track and field, the upset was golden. Storylines erupted. The rise of Melissa Jefferson Wooden as America's new sprint queen. Dina Asher-Smith's comeback, igniting British sprinting hopes. Shericka Jackson shocked bronze, showing even the greatest can be challenged. Social media trended worldwide. #Tokyo 200M. #Melissa Magic. #Jackson Shock. The race wasn't just about medals. It was about the unpredictability that makes athletics captivating. The human side of Shericka. Behind the bronze was a woman carrying years of resilience. Jackson had reinvented herself after moving from the 400M to the sprints, shocking the world with her late career surge. She had become a symbol of perseverance. Bronze didn't tarnish her story. It added another layer. It showed that even queens can stumble, and in stumbling, they remind us they are human. And in her humility, Jackson earned even deeper respect. What comes next? For Shericka, Tokyo wasn't an ending. It was fuel. She vowed to return, stronger and hungrier. For Jefferson Wooden, it was confirmation of her arrival at the pinnacle of sprinting. For Asher-Smith, it was redemption. Together, their race painted a vibrant future, rivalries fierce, storylines rich, fans hooked. The 200M wasn't just a sprint. It was a canvas of human drama, painted in 20 seconds of fire. Epilogue, bronze, but brilliant. Shericka Jackson shocked the world with bronze in Tokyo. But sometimes, shock is what sport needs. It shakes us, reminds us that nothing is guaranteed, that greatness isn't just about gold but about how champions face defeat. As Jackson left the track that night, fans chanted her name, not as a queen dethroned, but as a queen who had shown courage in the face of surprise. Because in the end, whether gold, silver, or bronze, Shericka Jackson remains one of the greatest sprinters the world has ever seen. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.